The pasta was still steaming on my plate. My dog was curled up by my feet. My eyes were heavy from another 14-hour workday. Then my phone lit up. A notification from the family group text. Every single person included. Aunt Rachel typed first. Cold words that felt like a slap. We've discussed this and think it's time for you to step back. Michael needs space from you. We all do right now. My brother replied with 3 clapping emojis. My sister wrote, finally, someone said it. Mom stayed completely silent. Her silence cut deeper than any words could. Hey, my name is Grace Thompson. I'm 27, the oldest kid. I work at a bank, and somehow I became the family ATM without anyone even asking me. I sat at my kitchen counter, pasta cooling down, tears running down my face. I read those words 5 times. Then I typed back something short and final. Understood. I'll step back completely. Goodbye, no begging, no asking for reasons, no defense, just a door slamming shut. That night, sleep never came. I stared at the dark ceiling, counting every breath. If they wanted distance, they were about to get mounts of it. At 3:22 in the morning, I grabbed my laptop, logged into the joint savings account, the account I'd been filling for 3.5 years without anyone else adding a penny. I canceled every scheduled payment, transferred every dollar to my personal account, then deleted the entire thing. 3 clicks, 3 years gone. When morning broke, my phone turned into a bomb. 94 missed calls. Mom's voicemail was pure panic. Grace, what happened? The bank locked us out. Your dad can't get his medication for his back. Michael's tuition payment bounced at the college. Everyone was screaming. I responded just once with 10 words. I'm respecting your wishes. You wanted space. You got it. They cut me off at 9 p.m. the night before, so I cut off $87,000 at 3:22 a.m. that same night. And that's where this story really begins. If you're watching alone right now feeling invisible, this is Revenge Voice, where the quiet ones finally speak up. Before I continue, drop a comment telling me where you're tuning in from. Country, state, or city. Let me know I'm not alone. To explain that night, I have to take you back 3.5 years. Back to the exact moment I became the family's personal bank. It all started with Michael, my baby brother. Second arrest in 8 months. Caught stealing from his job because he owed people money. Dad called me at midnight from the police station, voice shaking. They're keeping him overnight, Grace. Bail is $10,000. We don't have anything close to that. I transferred the money in MINUTES. Every dollar I'd saved for my dream wedding. My entire future in one moment. Everyone celebrated Michael coming home. Nobody thanked me, not once. Then Dad's back injury got serious. Couldn't work anymore. Needed surgery he couldn't afford. Physical therapy 3 times a week at $150 per session. Mom's hours got cut at the grocery store. Suddenly nobody could pay for anything. Every emergency landed on MY phone first. $40 here, $500 there, then mortgage, then prescriptions, then car insurance, then literally everything. My life became a calculator of sacrifice. I stopped buying new clothes. I canceled my gym membership. I ate the same boring sandwich every single day for 8 months to save money. I worked every weekend, every holiday, every late night just to keep everyone above water. They never asked about MY life, not even once. Family gatherings felt like business meetings. Michael's legal problems, Dad's pain levels, Mom's work complaints, never Grace's dreams. Every time I tried to say I can't keep doing this, they turned me into the villain instantly. You make good money, you can afford it. We're family, Grace. Blood takes care of blood. When did you become so selfish? Selfish. That word hung over me like a dark cloud. As if being responsible made me the bad guy. By year 2, I was sending roughly $1,900 every month, plus sudden emergencies, plus the guilt that never stopped, plus working myself to exhaustion. And somehow, it was never enough for them. They didn't notice the dark circles under my eyes. They didn't see the weight I lost from stress. They didn't hear me crying in my car before going into work. They didn't watch their daughter disappearing so they could keep living comfortably. They weren't just draining my bank account. They were draining my soul. Breaking points don't always explode. Mine came on a regular Monday night. No big fight, just me and a notebook. I started writing down every single transaction. Not to build a case against them, just to prove to myself that I wasn't going crazy. The numbers climbed fast and ugly. Month after month, year after year, my entire existence bleeding into theirs. Mortgage help, medicine, therapy sessions, lawyer fees, bail money, car payments, utility bills, groceries, gas money, phone bills. Meanwhile, MY savings account looked like a desert. My coworkers talked about buying houses. I talked myself out of buying coffee. They posted photos from tropical islands. I posted nothing because I went nowhere. I made videos for Revenge Voice about standing up and taking your power back. Then I closed my laptop and paid another one of their bills like a robot. The more I documented, the clearer the truth became. This wasn't generosity. This wasn't family love. This was financial abuse disguised as loyalty. Whenever I asked for receipts or proof of where money went, the attacks came fast. You think we're lying to you? We're not your servants. Why are you INTRROGTING your own family? But I'd seen the waste with my own eyes. New sneakers instead of job applications. Concert tickets instead of copays for dad's therapy. Takeout food 5 nights a week instead of cooking. The joint account became their playground. Never a shared responsibility. Nobody offered to contribute. Nobody asked what I'd sacrificed to keep it running. So I built a file, bank statements, screenshots, text messages, voicemails begging for just one more favor. Promises to pay me back that never materialized. I backed everything up to a private cloud. Part of me prayed I'd never need to use it. Another part knew better. That part was exhausted from being manipulated by people who shared my DNA. At work, I smiled through presentations. My manager called me their most reliable employee. Meanwhile, my personal finances were a disaster. I ate lunch in my car with my phone calculator open, doing math on their chaos while my own life fell apart. Sometimes I wondered if I was the crazy one. Maybe I was being dramatic. Maybe I was being ungrateful for the childhood they gave me. Then I'd open that notebook and see the truth staring back at me. Month after month, year after year, colder than any apology they'd never give. During our weekly video calls, I performed like an actress. I smiled on cue. I muted my microphone to stop myself from screaming. They discussed vacation plans, new furniture, upgrading their cars. Not once did anyone ask about MY plans beyond being their ATM machine. That's when the decision formed like ice in my chest. If they ever questioned my memory or called me a liar, I'd have evidence they couldn't deny. Not to shame them publicly. To protect myself from their version of history. I wasn't preparing for revenge yet. I was preparing for survival. For the moment they'd gaslight me into believing none of this ever happened. If this were your family, what would you do? Comment 1 if you'd keep the peace and stay quiet. Comment 2 if you'd gather proof even if it felt wrong. The breaking point didn't arrive with shouting or thrown objects. It came silently, packaged inside one group text message. I just got home after a nightmare day at work. A client yelled at me for an hour about something that wasn't my fault. The microwave was reheating leftover Chinese food. My dog was begging for attention. My phone buzzed. I almost ignored it. The family group chat, everyone included. 0 warning. Aunt Rachel's message appeared at the top like a verdict. We've been talking and we think you need to step back for a while. Michael needs space. This is best for everyone. Within seconds, my brother added a thumbs up and a peace sign emoji. My sister wrote, "Agreed, this is overdue." Mom said absolutely nothing, which somehow hurt worse than everyone else's cruelty combined. I read it 7 times trying to find hidden meaning. There was none. My food burned in the microwave while my hands trembled around my phone. I typed one sentence that felt like jumping off a cliff. Understood. I'll step back entirely. Take care of yourselves. No questions asked. No explanations demanded. No fight. Just acceptance of their rejection. At 3:20 in the morning, wide awake and furious, the final piece clicked into place. Stepping back from the family meant stepping back from the FINANCES too. So I opened my laptop with shaking hands and logged into the joint account I'd been managing. For 3.5 years, I'd covered rent, utilities, medications, co-pays, legal fees, everything imaginable. Every crisis filtered through me before touching them. The current balance read $91,200, with $1,800 set to auto-transfer at 8 a.m. My cursor hovered over close account, while my heart pounded loud in my ears. I stopped the transfer, moved every penny, closed it permanently. 15 minutes of clicking deleted 3.5 years of being used. By daybreak, my phone became a WARZONE. 112 missed calls. Dad's voicemail was broken. Grace, what did you do? The mortgage bounced. Your mother can't get her prescriptions filled. Michael's school is threatening to drop him. Everyone was in complete meltdown mode. Mom texted saying I'd destroyed the family. Michael called me every horrible name imaginable. Not one person mentioned the message they sent the night before. They wanted me gone emotionally, not financially. They expected my money to flow forever even after kicking me out. For the first time in years, I let both things end together. The calls continued for days but changed from panic to rage. You're punishing us like children, Aunt Rachel sobbed. Mom said success had made me cruel. Dad said I'd betrayed everything family meant. For 9 days straight, I ignored them all. I barely slept. My dog sensed something wrong and wouldn't leave my side. Then one text broke through the static. Please, just one more family call. We need to understand. Love, Mom. Against my better judgment, some foolish part of me wanted reconciliation. So I logged into the video platform that Sunday afternoon. The instant my camera connected, I knew it was a trap. Dad sat there with his arms crossed, looking angry. Explain yourself, Aunt Rachel demanded immediately. You knew we depended on that money. You knew Michael would fail out of college without it. I let them talk and accuse and blame until the room went quiet. Then I opened the folder on my desktop labeled Family Financial Records. Everyone needs to see something right now, I said steadily. I shared my screen. The spreadsheet consumed their monitors. 3.5 years of dates and dollar amounts. Mortgage payments, prescriptions, therapy, utilities, legal fees, bail money, car repairs, insurance, groceries, everything. Each line represented a dream I postponed. Each number was a vacation I never took. Each total was a boundary I never set. At the very bottom glowed one final number, $87,421.13. The video call went dead silent. You've been keeping score this whole time, Mom whispered, sounding betrayed. No, I said clearly. I kept records, so I could remember why I'm exhausted. So I'd understand why I have nothing saved for my own future. Dad reached for his usual defense. Family supports family. You don't put a price tag on love. You're right, I answered. You didn't. I did, alone, for 3.5 years. The call ended with tears and fury but zero accountability. I thought that was the worst betrayal possible. The certified letter arrived on Tuesday. Urgent, fraud alert investigation stamped across the envelope in red. Inside sat a loan application for $82,000. MY name, my social security number, MY forged signature, a fake business called Grace and Family Holdings LLC. Mom and Dad were listed as authorized signers. They hadn't just stolen my money. They'd tried to steal my identity and credit score too. That afternoon, I made a new list, not payments, actions. Freeze all 3 credit bureaus immediately. Call bank fraud division. File police report. Contact IRS. Change every password I'd ever used. Save every voicemail as evidence. Print every text message. The police officer who took my statement looked exhausted but kind. Family fraud is more common than you'd think, she said gently. Closing that account probably saved you from years of financial destruction. I walked out of that police station into cold air. For the first time in years, the crushing weight on my chest wasn't guilt. It was relief. They wanted my money, my name, my future, and my silence. They got none of it. 18 months later, the constant emergencies finally stopped invading my phone. Some mornings, I still reach for it expecting disaster. The silence feels strange, like missing a stare in the dark. My coffee stays hot now because I'm not answering crisis calls between sips. I finally started therapy for myself. Not for Michael's legal drama. Not for Dad's pain. For me. We talk about obligation, about guilt, about learning to say the word no without apologizing. My therapist asked when I first learned that love meant endless sacrifice. They gave up things for me as a kid, I admitted, so I thought I owed them everything forever. Breaking free from that belief felt like betrayal at first. Then it started feeling like breathing, like living. I moved into a better apartment, nothing extravagant, just a space that's mine. I took a week off work and flew to the beach alone. Just waves, books, sunshine, and sleep that actually restored me. For the first time, rest didn't feel stolen. If you're new here, I'm Grace, and this is Revenge Voice. I share real stories so someone feeling trapped right now knows they're not alone. Not the golden child, not the scapegoat, just the stable one everyone used until there was nothing left. Family obligation didn't break the cycle. Documentation and distance did. I stopped confusing being useful with being loved. My love isn't a faucet anymore. It's a choice I control. I didn't lose a family that night. I escaped a prison. I didn't even know I was locked inside. If this story resonated deep in your soul, smash that like button right now. Share this with someone who's exhausted from carrying everyone else. Subscribe to Revenge Voice for the next real story of people taking their power back. Because your peace matters more than their comfort. And choosing yourself isn't selfish. It's survival. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.